Welcome.
Hello, day 43, and hello, Hexicans. Welcome to this sly Saturday night late stream.
Saturday
How you
night
going,
for
day
us.
43?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday night for us. It's a Saturday morning for our friends in the US, and it's a Saturday.
Actually, it's
Uh,
actually it's September 11th is it for the US people waking up?
yeah, yeah. What's September 11th for all of us right now? For most of us.
Well, it
Um,
was today for us. It's about to end.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That is right. Um, yeah, man. I can't believe that was 20 years ago. 20 years
Do you remember where
ago.
you were?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know, look, where I was doesn't compare to your story. You were there, weren't you? You were
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Yeah, I saw it. I literally saw the second plane go in in real time. Yeah, it's crazy. Pretty mad day.
That's
Pretty
like,
exciting, to be honest.
that's our generation's like JFK moment, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember
I can't,
exactly where I was.
good morning to everyone in the chat. Good evening to everyone in the chat. We've got Sammy Chica. What's going
With
up? What's
Sammy,
going on? We've got
T-Bird,
T-Bird, Hex
Nano
Boy,
Boss,
D
X
Hexicam. We
Live,
got Nardo1 for the
Nardo,
win. Latin American Crypto,
Crypto
Freak,
Ewok,
Itzen,
BMA,
Coneborgs.
Coneborgs. God, people have good names, don't they? Free Itzen. Free Itzen. What? Free Gitzen. What's that? That's hilarious.
Hex Live.
Free
I like
Gitzen.
it. Hex McKenzie 5555.
X-Boy D Hexian. We
Stephen
got an amazing
Edward.
community, hey? What an
The
amazing
best.
emergence of a community. Just
The best.
exploded up, and it's just bubbling up and frothing over.
Yeah. I love it. I love the enthusiasm, man. We got a bunch of
Yeah,
enthusiastic people who just
yeah.
they want to participate. They want to
Just want
have
to get the
something to
word
do
out.
with it.
They want to
They
pump
just
their
want to have.
bags and pump everyone else's bags at the same time, and just like it's everyone pump everyone's bags.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And
Yeah.
all the new guys who are getting in, welcome, welcome to the Hex ecosystem. Now, the title of this video was DeFi DNA, and I had a picture of the dude from Prometheus. That that like Prometheus was that like an alien prequel? Is that what it was? I love that movie,
I'm just
man.
looking. I have no idea what Prometheus is. That's a movie, was it?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was like an alien prequel that they did.
Prequel.
Yeah, yeah.
Old school,
I
old
think it's
school.
like the origin. It's like the origins. It's not like old school. It's like a new.
Oh,
They
right.
only they only did it in the last few. I think it seems like not that long ago, but it probably was like a few years back now.
It's not
But
that one where it was that android robot chick that was like couldn't be killed. Was that it?
no, no. So
Uh,
on the YouTube thumbnail, there's a picture of like one of the dudes.
yeah, I see it. I don't recognize it though, to be honest.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
right. It's Ridley
they're
Scott,
like,
isn't it?
dude, you should go watch that movie if you like that sort of stuff. Go watch it because I thought that was really good. I enjoyed that. I
I
need to
like
go
good
back and
science
watch
fiction
that,
for sure. Yeah.
dude. That is good science
I
fiction.
prefer TV. I prefer TV series to movies though. I think we've been spoilt with all the good TV series that there are. Movies just feel kind of long nowadays, and like nothing much
Yeah,
happens.
I almost feel like movies now. It's like you finish a movie, it goes for an hour and a half or whatever, or whatever, maybe a bit longer, and then you finish the movie, and it's like, Okay, that's it. It's in like you. It's like, for example, Game of Thrones. It's like you just needed it to be like you needed something
Yeah,
deeper. You know,
that was such a
unfortunately,
disappointing ending.
I know
That was
that
such
was.
a disappointing ending for a series.
I
Like,
heard someone
really.
give like a much better ending to that. That would have fixed it. You know,
Oh, really?
I can't remember who it was. I'm not sure if I was listening to someone on a podcast or whether it was someone saying it to me. It was a while back. They were saying like like I'm gonna. This is not really a spoiler, but when they're wheeling, like at the very end, there's like a few of them on like a
Yeah.
pier or something, and they had the kid in the wheelchair. What's his name? Bran.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Bran.
they'll wheel,
Was
and
it
he was,
Bran?
yeah, Bran. I'm not going to say like who he was or what, but as they're wheeling him away, you know how he's like ends up being pretty important. As they're wheeling him away, like he should have like turned around, and he should have had like blue eyes, like the White Walker, like the white that would have fit. Dude, that would have fixed fucking everything. All the disappointment of that last like show, it would have been like, oh fuck, like now the White Walkers are in charge. They should
Yeah.
have done that shit, man. They rushed it. They rushed to finish it.
Yeah.
But we're
Although to be
talking
in a
about.
perfect,
I was
go
just
on.
going to say that the heading of this video was DNA of D or DeFi DNA,
Mm,
and I think that um, Hex is like it's got like DeFi in its DNA. You know that this is what Hex is. You know, Hex is
oh
like to its core, it's DeFi. You know,
yeah.
decentralized finance.
It's
This is what it's supposed to be like. For anyone new listening, and you're trying to grasp what DeFi is, it is what it's what the name suggests, decentralized finance. You know,
permissionless. Anyone
permissionless.
can do it.
You're not dealing with people who can basically you're not dealing with people who can say no. You can't be like locked out of the system. If the system exists, and as long as you have an internet connection and a means of getting in, you can then participate with that system. So
Mhm.
that's sort of what I would say, that a lot of hexagons have this belief. They believe in this the development of this DeFi ecosystem, and Hex is at the in my opinion, at the very core of that. There's nothing else that. The only other thing I can think of out there that is sort of like a contract, which is mostly, for the most part, DeFi is like something like Uniswap.
Yeah. Uniswap's pretty integral. Hey, I noticed that Bitcoin Cash, they now have a decentralized exchange they're developing as
Say that
well,
again.
like an AMM. But I guess Bitcoin Cash. I subscribe to Roger Vere's YouTube channel, and he's had some really interesting. His last couple of videos have been about these guys who are very OG cryptocurrency people, even pre him, and they're building a decentralized market and like an automated market maker, and they're going to be able to swap between Bitcoin Cash and other chains. It's called Flex. The way the
Mm.
what they're using.
And
It's going to be very interesting. Hey, there's
to,
all sorts of different ways of tackling this bridge problem. Are going to start coming up now.
I hope so, man. That's the problem to resolve. That
Yeah,
is a good problem to be resolving. Because if
yeah. That's
you
the
like
next big
resolve,
problem
if you
for crypto to solve. Yeah, I reckon.
the bridging between chains, yeah. Like
Yeah,
you think about it, if it's hard to do it between EVM chains, which share like that common,
Mm,
common thread. If it's hard to do it with that,
yeah.
it's definitely a
Yeah.
hard problem. And we go back to
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
yeah, it's like that's something for the smarty pants to, the smart devs. I shouldn't say smarty pants because that almost sounds like I'm, making fun of them in some way, which I'm not. They are smart. They are smart people. Those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, hopefully there's. I think it's one of those things. They're going to get closer step by step. They're going to have like they're gonna reach a milestone, and then there'll be another milestone, and they'll bit by bit solve the problem. Hopefully, it might take some time though. Might take some time, some trial and error. I just hope that whatever error there is,
Yeah.
it doesn't involve anything with my wallet near it. And that's why
Yeah. I
you
mean,
want
the
that
trick.
DeFi stuff.
Yeah, and the trick with it is really the no admin keys. The how can you make something that is just going to be locked for all time and is just going to have to work for all time. Like that's the tricky thing with the bridge and getting the checking on the two chains and how two chains relay information between each other. But there are some really, like smart people working on it. And I've seen a few links put up in the dev chat that I've been going down a few little rabbit holes and sussing stuff out. And there's all sorts of innovation and people coming up with novel solutions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, you're right.
But
You're right. Latin American crypto.
yeah,
My name is
yeah,
Mrs. Exquisite. Yeah, Zappa. Um,
man. How long the Sapper's been
yeah, but
around
probably
for? So can I just say the Sapper, man? We talk about the Sapper for a second. The Sapper's been like lurking in our chat for how long? Since day dot, pretty
ever
much.
since I can remember. Yeah, yeah.
Me too. He was like he was watching us when there was like 6 people watching our streams. Like when was that? Like it was probably a year, more than a year ago. We started like a bit over a year ago. Can you believe it's been over a year?
Over a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, no, I think we started like in July or August. We started. Can't believe it's been so long. Hey,
It wasn't like June. Was it June or July? Yeah, something like that.
it was around that time, man. It was
Like,
around that time.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
you know what? It must
How
have
many?
been. It must have been no. It must have been June. It must have been June because I remember talking about
Yeah,
something back in the day, which I know happened in July, and we had already been going for like a number of weeks when we were talking about it. So,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, man.
How many had you done
What?
before I jumped on?
Not many, man. Not many at all. I think you jumped on
Mm.
like maybe the third or the fourth.
Oh yeah.
And
Hey,
so
followers of us,
for anyone who doesn't know, like the history of
Scott.
The Hex Late Show, Unwrecked. I saw Unwrecked jump on the effing hangout one night, and he was wearing like a fur coat, and he was wearing like some sunglasses, and he was like just being rowdy and interrupting people and and I'm like, look at this guy, I like this guy. And then I saw this other guy, this other Australian dude who was like all clean cut, clean shaven, wearing glasses, like not sunglasses, but like wearing like And I'm like, who's this
It was
guy?
unwrecked as
A-
well.
And it
Yeah.
was, but he was on Gary's show, right? And they just done a
Yeah.
stream
Yeah. I
together. They were doing a
remember that.
stream,
Yeah.
and then I jumped, like they would jump. I was jumping on when they were just jumping off, because I thought, oh, I'm going to have a chat to Gary. But I'd seen Unwrecked a couple of times, and then I reached out to him. I said, dude, you seem like you want to, be on streams and talk about this stuff. Why don't we just do a stream? And we just had a chat, and
Yeah.
went back and forth. Thought of a name, and then we just started streaming. We did like 2 or 3 streams, and they weren't very long. I think our first stream was maybe half an hour to an hour, 45 minutes maybe. And then I think on the 3rd or 4th stream, you jumped on. So I don't know how you found us, dude. Like, or that's actually, yeah.
Uh,
Were you just like, how did you find
well,
us? Because there
well,
was only like
I
another
mean,
4
I
people
found,
watching.
yeah, I only found out about Hex at the end of May. And then like the first couple of weeks of June were me just kind of like basically just rifling through Richard Hart content, like watching as much stuff, just catching up on all the information and just deep diving into everything, reading the layman's thing, reading every single part of the website and da-da-da-da. And around that time, I'd seen Discord Syndicate because I watched their thing when they had Kyle on, and maybe I can't remember the timings of everything like that, but basically you guys just threw up the link and said if anyone wants to come on, they can come on, and you put it in the Telegram chat or something. So I just came on. It was as simple as that. It was just like
Spontaneous. Yeah.
I saw you guys, and I thought you guys would look were pretty funny, and looked like interesting characters, and yeah. Then I just kind of jumped on, and
You must have thought. Look, if these two fools can do it, so can I.
I remember thinking like that you guys, or maybe not you so much, but Unwrecked was really sus on me when I first jumped on. Like he was, what's happening here? Who's this dude? Because it was also around that time when like people were like all that stuff happened around that time with what's his name, that dude with a deep voice who, or that just blew him. What was his name? I can't even remember now. You know that one with the beard and he eats steaks and he got friends with Hexo and then
Oh yeah,
and then he started
yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
pumping the other shit. Yeah, and it was just like so there was all that kind of stuff happening and people calling people scammers and stuff like that. So I got the vibe that you guys didn't know like who is this dude? Is he come here to sabotage everything or what's his agenda or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. No, that was good. So you just jumped on, and then you just, after you jumped on the first time, we
just kept
we
jumping
started.
on.
No, we just kept throwing the link. We just like, and then we made the Hex Late Show chat room, which is just like people who come on and have streamed with us or have jumped on. So it's not like a chat room where we, like an open chat room. There's only about like, I don't even know how many people are in there, but it's not many. It's like 7 or 8 or something. And you know who else was streaming with us for a while before he branched out and did Hex Asians?
Oh
Middle
yeah,
class.
working class. Yeah.
So he was streaming with us for a while. Because the same thing, I saw Middle Class jump on the Hangout and say good day, and when he did that, I reached out to him and I said, dude, if you want to jump on with some people a bit closer to home, and he was jumping on for a bit, and I think maybe he's gone off now and started with the group of guys he's with. He's got Vince, Crypto Vince. So who's in the Hexation? He's got you've got Middle Class Working Man, you've got Crypto Vince, you have D Raj, the man with the golden mic. You've got Crypto King, You've got
Well, now on Thursday nights now they have two new guys,
they've
kind
got
of
Uncle
Asian
Kevin,
guys.
as well.
Yeah, Uncle
They
Kevin.
have,
Yeah.
and then they've got Wales.
And
So
Wales, yeah.
I don't
And
know.
Papa
Obviously,
B on
Papa B.
one
So
night.
Papa
Yeah.
B lives in. I believe he lives in an Asian country. So that qualifies him for Hex Asians. I'm not quite sure
Yeah.
what. I'm not sure. I don't know. Obviously, no one's ever seen Wales, so we don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's of an Asian persuasion too. I don't know. So anyway, I love those guys, man. I
Doesn't
love those
sound
guys.
Asian, but you never know.
He doesn't sound Asian, no.
Yeah.
He could
I
be.
think we've docked Papa B enough, guys.
What have we done?
I know, everyone's
Oh
just saying
yeah.
Papa B lives in Japan.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's not a secret, I don't think. Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, he's probably said it then. If they're saying it, if the guys in the chat are saying it, then he's probably said it openly.
Yeah. Whoa, Von Hextapo is going to lose his job because of the old whack. Full on,
Who?
Von Hextapo.
Oh, yep.
Is this
Yeah,
a
I see
comment
that.
there? About to lose his job, and there's a
Bro,
lot of people who are going to be.
Can I say, bro,
like,
that
shit's falling
sucks.
apart. Hey, shit is big time falling apart. Like, what are they like?
Yeah.
I heard the other day all these bus drivers walking off in America somewhere, and now we've got all these police going to be walking off, not walking off here in Australia, and then it's going to be the good police that are going to be stood down, which is pretty shitty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not so.
Unrec
How
started in
much do you,
Feb. Unrec started in Feb. Did you start streaming in Feb? Is that when I saw you on F and Hangout?
he
Hang
started
on,
in Feb? Wow.
you started in Feb. That was before Discourse Syndicate started. What are you talking about, Unrect? Come
You're
on
full of
here and
shit,
defend
Unrec.
yourself. Yeah, full of shit. This guy just making up stuff in the comments.
Yeah. Oh, Dawsey, back to work. Don't do it, mate. Unless you want to.
Can I say that this is it's one of those things, man. And I don't really want us to get stuck on this because it's not what we're here to talk about. But I'm like, honestly, I'm a little bit heartbroken, man. I'm a little bit heartbroken about what's going on here, just with what sort of, I don't know how to explain it. I'm heartbroken, man. I'm heartbroken by it. It just doesn't seem like the place I grew up in, the way they're going about stuff, the way they're going about making rules and enforcing them. People losing their livelihoods and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's not great, is it? It's not really the sort of place you want to be living in, where they just do this sort of thing. People feel like they have to go people feel like they have to go do this just to live. So, I came across some info, right? So, you know how they're going to do that, like they're in Europe, in Italy specifically, they've got this thing called a green pass.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to, you got to get this green pass. And then when you go anywhere, you've got to sign in with this green pass. It's like basically a QR code, which they scan and it just registers that you've been somewhere, right? And if you don't have this, if you get asked for it and you don't have it, you can get fined by the police or whatever, right? And the store, the shop owners, if you don't produce it upon demand, they're supposed to like not let you in or whatever. But
yeah,
which sort of sucks. I mean, why? I mean, I don't really understand why you need like a passport within a country. Like you're in the country, why do you need a passport? So anyway, so my I've got a family member who they've got their green pass, they've been vaccinated, but this like their partner hasn't been vaccinated and got COVID. So he got tested and he had COVID. He still had the whatever. He still had it, but after a certain amount of days of them testing you, and you've just been stuck at home, they let, like, I think after 21 days of getting tested and still having COVID, they just say, well, it's been 21 days, you can just go out anyway, right? So he can.
it's sort of fucking so.
So he could go out anyway. And this is the thing, because he's had COVID, like he gets a green pass for, like, he doesn't need to get the vaccination. He just gets the green pass. So if you want a green pass in Italy, you need to actually get the COVID. I shouldn't be saying that. Actually, I shouldn't even be saying those words here. Anyway, let's move on to Hex. How good is Hex? All-time highs, non-stop.
Pretty good.
Non-stop, man. It's been crazy.
It's good. We've got a bit of a, well, it's a little bit of a dip now. We crashed all the way down to 43 cents.
Yep. Oh, wow. Down to 43 cents? Oh, no.
Start buying, guys. Buy opportunity.
Yeah. Yep. I think, and look, that's not really, it seems like a lot because it's like, what they get up to, about 48. It seems like a lot. Let's have a look at the chart, hey?
Yeah, so let's have a look at the chart.
Okay, just give me a couple of seconds, man. I'll pull it up.
Do you want me to do it? I've got one up here. Oh, you got it.
Oh, do you? Yeah, you do it. You do it.
So this is the
that might be the wrong one, dude.
No, that's the 4 hourly.
No, but the wrong one. Actual, like, is it the is it Hex USDC? If you do Hex USDC, no, is that USDC? Yeah, do that one.
Yeah.
There we go. That one doesn't have all the wicks
nice
up.
Little... How do you? I don't know how to. Is that something here to do, or sort of candles or something, or like what do you mean that doesn't have the?
So you're on the one that was the chart that's got the calculations, and it's
maybe I was doing the wick. Right, maybe I was doing the calculator.
You're on a slightly different chart. Still Hex USD, but it was a slightly different one that shows lots of wicks going up. So I think this one sort of edits big wicks out in some way. Maybe there's some sort of time-weighted average going on. Yeah, so look, guys, look at this. Like, can we zoom out a bit? Like, let's be like, yeah, we got a little bit of a dip, but this looks, it's not even, it's what was the dip we had just before this one? The previous
so this is August. Before. This is the last month and a half.
So around the 9th, we had it. Did we have a dip around the 9th of September? Just there. Yep. See that dip that we just had? That little dip. No, a bit further back.
Thing there. Oh, this here?
That dip just before that. Like another.
That's the 9th of September.
Oh, sorry, mate. I'm looking down the bottom. Maybe the 8th of September. Where it is, yeah, like the 8th or 7th.
Down here?
Yeah. So that was like the dip that we had there. What did we go down to there?
That was down to 34 cents.
Okay. So because the price has appreciated so quickly, like we get, there's a disproportionate amount. Like we're so used to just seeing green candles that there's this disproportionate amount of worry about like a red candle. It's like, dude, we're in the 40s. That's amazing. And these people selling, they're selling. And if you look at what's going on here,
that's it.
Look at all those green candles, like one green candle after the next, after the next, after the next. It's been, yeah. Hey, and that's right. Look, TA at its best right here, guys. Blue Bum and I are about to start. we are about to start a TA channel, Blue Bum and me. We're about to quit our jobs and go do TA for a living.
It really is, though, the start of the hockey stick. You can just see it, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how far it's going to get up, but it's just total hockey stick. And like, still just starting it.
Yeah, man. It's early days.
What's the monthly look like?
That looks pretty crazy, dude.
Basically, since it's launched, in January it was a red month, but ever since like the start of the year, pretty much, like Feb green, March green. What do you call that? Is it encompassing doji or something? I can't remember now. There's this pattern, that really huge green, and then just a little one of those engulfed dojis or something, and then that's apparently incredibly bullish pattern. This is across a monthly. So
I know nothing
there's
about
still
this stuff, man.
I mean, neither do I really. But it's been good watching all the TA people and trying to get my head around it all. I've been quite enjoying that.
Yeah, man. It's we've got a lot of good TA guys in the space. I always like listening to Tangent.
Oh yeah, Tangent's the best, man. Fuck, he's entertaining. I could listen to him for so long.
Can I tell you?
There's something about it. Like sometimes I just have him on in the background if he's got a stream going and I'm doing something else, and it's just something very comforting and entertaining at the same time.
Dude, there was a few days there that I could not stop saying the word hectic. I could not stop saying it. I was just saying, oh man, that's hectic. I just couldn't stop saying it. Could not stop saying. And you know what I've been saying like the last few days? I've been saying literally, like I've been listening to Wales and like I've just been, everything is like, that's like literally this. And
not even.
So I've decided that my new thing that I'm going to start saying is that it's literally hectic. That's what I'm going to start saying. That
hectic.
It's madness. It's hectic.
Mate, it's literally hectic. The hex chart is literally hectic.
It's hectic. If you're just tuning in right now and you don't know what we're looking at, this is the hex chart. The hex monthly chart.
I missed.
What's up, Crypto King?
Was Tangent on Cabana this morning?
No, he slept through it.
He slept through it.
Because he was meant to be.
I woke up into it. Yeah, I woke up and tuned into it, and I thought he might be on for some reason because he was telling us he would be on. Yeah, it's pretty early, especially in Perth, mate. Oh,
yeah, it's like 5 in the morning for them.
It's crazy.
Dude, that's half an hour
for him. 5 in the morning for him is he'd just be coming home, wouldn't he?
No, that dude will stream at like 3 o'clock in the morning my time, or
Yeah.
4 o'clock
Yeah.
his time, 3 o'clock his time, whenever it is. But I think that's that's his bedtime. Like, that's his bedtime. I don't want to like give away, like, I don't want any like to fuck him over OPSEC wise or anything, but I'm pretty sure that, like, 5 o'clock in the morning, Tangent's sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But he can just power through. Like, he just have a coffee and just like go straight through, or he'll have to go to bed early and wake up. One or the other.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I agree. He's so entertaining to listen to, dude. So entertaining to listen to him do TA. I really enjoyed Jenkins. Like, when you were on with Jenkins, I really liked that. And if you can get on with him, man, you should jump on with him more often, because that was really good. That was cool.
Yeah, well, I can't. Well, I offered. I just said anytime, knock me on. But I think he wants to keep it as more of a special thing. He said, like, every now and then. Fair enough. He's got to do what he wants to do. Yeah. I'm.
Go on.
Say that again.
No, go on, mate. Go.
Oh, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, you're saying that you're on with Jenkins, and then maybe you're going to go on with him, like, on special occasions or something like that. And
that's it basically.
Yeah. So like Wales, I like listening to. Wales is very easy to listen to, man. That guy's got this booming voice, and he's always saying, like, lots of interesting stuff. Lots of interesting stuff, and
I hope someday someone makes a graphic novel of the Hexicans. Like, I've always thought it would make a great graphic novel. Just the characters. So many kind of like weird characters. Conrad Zen. Like, so random, Oh, did you watch? I watched an amazing guy talking about hextards and hextarded. Did you watch that video? I put it in the in our chat.
No, I haven't had a chance to.
Fuck, it was funny.
Well, I've got to watch it, man. What I mean, what was?
Let me see if I don't know how. It's just funny. This guy's a full-on character, and he's just talking about the difference between being a hextard and hextarded. Like, a hextard is someone who knows about hex but doesn't invest in it because they're just hextards. And hextarded is, he was talking about, he wanted to get into hex, but he was waiting for the dip. And he first was waiting at he was first waiting at 5 cents.
Dude, I love it.
And it just kept running away from him. Just kept running away from him. So he says, that's what I was doing, was being hextarded.
Oh man, that is hilarious. I love it. I got to check that out.
I haven't seen Conrad Zen around for a bit, actually. Yeah.
Dude, Conrad Zen was rich before Hex. so like, what do you reckon that guy's doing now?
Yeah.
He's like, probably.
Oh, mate. He must be. Wow. I wonder if anyone is actually a trillionaire. Is that possible? How many hex would you need to be a trillionaire?
You would need at least...
Probably like...
you would need approximately 2.5 trillion.
He'd definitely be a billionaire. He'd definitely be a billionaire.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Conrad Zen would definitely have to be a...
You'd need 2.5
Billy boy by now.
Conrad's in aside.
But are there actually... Are there...
How much hex do you need to be a trillionaire? How much hex do you need to be a trillionaire? You need 2.5 trillion hex to be a trillionaire, yeah? in dollars.
2.5 trillion.
Hex.
Sorry, how many actual hex?
Hang on. There is no 2.5 trillion hex. That doesn't exist.
There's not enough. There's not enough then.
No.
So there aren't any trillionaires. No one's a trillionaire yet.
There's no.
But there'd definitely be
hex.
billionaires. But there'd definitely be billionaires, wouldn't there?
There would definitely
Hexicans.
be billionaires. Definitely be billionaires.
Yeah.
And
so
believe it or not, man, the sharks in the staker class could potentially be billionaires on paper.
Only potentially?
How
much?
Yeah, no.
How much hex do you need to be a shark?
Well, it comes down to that's a tough, dude. These are tough equations to do. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Well,
shark is 1% of the.
We need to see
hex,
the cumulative T shares. We need hex.vision right now. That's what we need.
Do you want me to pull it up?
This stuff. Hey, do you have it?
Do you want me to pull it up? Not.
Yep.
I don't, but I can if you want.
Look who we have here.
Hello, Brucey.
How are we?
Not bad.
Hey, Unwrecked. Having a gay time.
Hey, Louie. That's it.
All right.
Hey, mate.
Me TJs. I thought I'd jump on and say good day. How you going, boys? What's going on? I heard you talking. So I was trying to get some snooze. I was trying to get some sleep, but sort of had a little bit of a snooze before when you were talking. And then I thought I better jump on. See what's going on.
Yeah. Can you click on the staking? Oh, we're just trying to work out exactly how many T shares you need to be a shark. Although
I know how many. It's like 10,040. Anyway, hey, I did my first YouTube video. I started doing hex. I did a YouTube video in February, because of that. And we don't talk about we're supposed to ghost all the retards. Well, look at this. I mean, we're talking about hex tards or something. I'm not trying to interrupt your conversation here, but just to clarify, I was like,
go for it, man. Go for it.
I was like ready with my cricket bat, ready to kneecap some of these fudsters in February, and so I was just me. It was just me. And it started off. I didn't even know what to say, and then I just said. It was then ended up just be bloody just making noise with my guitars and shit, and said, I'm coming for you, motherfuckers." To that, I'm not going to say who.
I've no idea what you're talking about. Where were you playing music?
Yeah, just jamming, and anyway, it doesn't matter. I first went on I went on 24-hour stream. I went on the Hexo 24-hour stream, right? I said, don't gatekeep, bro, and Hexo let me in. And so I crashed that shit.
Yeah.
And then
I was actually sitting there. Yeah, I was actually sitting there, and my time was at the time just as Richard Hart came on, and it was a full house. And I was just I'll just let these. I'm not gonna. If I go on now, all I'll do is sit there. So I'll just watch it.
We've got to be in it to win it. We have a crack, don't we? I just have a crack. But anyway, look. We just look. The thing is, right. We help one person to understand or learn about hex to actually buy in. It's amazing how many people, and you can reflect on the past and things like that about what happened. And the people that were cynical to me, like even people in my own family, were like, they sort of like, yeah, good, nice one, Jimmy, good luck, sort of thing. But I'll be stuffed if I'm putting any of my money near that thing. And now look at it. Hey, how's that chart? Look at the chart. Well, show me on the chart where I hurt you. Come on, bring it.
Just go. Those guys in the chat who want. Unwrecked is not eating a turkey leg. He's eating what is referred to as a gay time in Australia.
And oh, look at that.
That's a knife.
Now that's a knife. There we go. Let's cut to the chase, shall we, boys?
Yeah, so can you do something for me, Blue Bum, just on this chart here, if you just hover your mouse over like the stakes and hover your mouse towards the end, and you're going to see something there that says cumulative.
Right at the end here.
Yeah, you're going to see cumulative shares. So the last one that I can see is
like
10,935,263.
Yeah, we can also see it on.
So to be
you
a
can
shark,
also see it on Go.
No, but the point is, to be a shark, you would need 1,000th of that, which would be 10,935 T shares to be a minion. To be a minion T share, like to be the smallest shark. Sorry, not to be a minion T share, to be a minion shark, which is the smallest shark that you could possibly be. And then the next level up is the whale. And to be a whale, you would need 109,352 T shares. So anywhere in between,
it's 1%.
It's from 1%,
0.1.
Yep. 1%. If you're in between 1% and 0.1%, and you're in that percentage of the staked pool, then you're a shark. It's what you know. So there's not many. Like, look, generally the sharks are people who probably got in very, very early, and they
were already in crypto and they had the money.
Yeah. They probably came in from Ethereum or something, and they probably got Ethereum very early on for quite cheap. So there's not many sharks.
I had a really expensive stripper last year in about February, March that I should have put into Hex, and I just lost discipline just for a little day or so. I was like, oh, come on, Jimmy, you got to live. And geez, that cost me dearly.
Millions.
Yeah.
It's the most expensive stripper.
Oh, gee whiz, I tell you what. Hangover from working on the drill crew. But yeah.
So you shouldn't feel bad about not being. I saw Motley did a stream about, like, are you ever going to be a shark? And the answer is no. And so don't feel bad about that. That's not.
Oh no, that's what I mean.
Don't feel bad about. Like, I'm not talking. I'm just saying in general. Anyone who's listening, don't feel bad about not being a shark, a dolphin. Like, don't feel bad about that. What you got to play. You got to play your game with Hex, right? Because Hex is designed to pay you for your time. So you just think about what you can do time wise. How long can you commit? And that is, if you can commit 1 year, you should stake for 1 year. If you can commit for 1 year, yeah. If you can commit for longer, you should stake for longer. If you can commit and you feel comfortable doing that, you understand that it is a hard lock. You can't just like unlock at any time without penalties. So, look, guys, it's one of those things. The people who got in super, super early might be sharks, but
hang on. How many sharks are there actually? There's actually not that many.
No, there's only about 100 sharks. There's only about 100.
Okay, and I want to tell you about a couple of shark accounts that I know about. Do you want to hear the story?
Don't dox anyone, bro.
No, I'm not doxing anyone. Oh, well, no, hang on. These are smart contracts. The three of the sharks are actually toucanaires.
Oh, really?
Toucanaires bags. Yeah. And you know what? They're all, the average stake length on those toucanaires bags is only like 2.5 years. If you go into the toucanaires on the toucanaires network and go down the bottom and grab the contract address and paste it into, I don't know, GraphX Rocks or hexinfo.io or something like that, you can have a look at all the stakes in there, and that's just like little fishies that have staked in there. Like the players, there's like something like one of them's got 600, one of them's got 1,000, so one of them's got 300 or something like this, and they're all like the degenerate sort of crypto people. I shouldn't generalize who. I don't know who they are. There's just people that have got skin in the game. But that's three less sharks really that are not individuals. You know what I mean? Like in terms of accounts.
So when we talk about sharks, for anyone listening, this is like something that came out a bit later. It wasn't like at the very start when this came out, but when the Staker app, no, it was Hex.live was a website that Steph
Hex.live.
had. Yeah, that was before Staker App had come out, and Hex.live was there. And what it did is it sort of ranked. It sort of gave you sort of a rank. If you put in an address, it would give you your rank according to that address in that like percentage terms of the staked pool. So you could sort of see where you were in the staked pool. And that's where these classifications came from. And I've got to say, at the beginning,
he got that out of the main chat. It was in the Hex main chat, actually, wasn't it?
Dude, when I first saw that stuff, I thought, what's this like bullshit?
I know.
What's this nonsense?
I know.
Meanwhile, in the back of my mind, it started like I started getting competitive with it and wanting to like climb the ranks.
I remember you are quite competitive, weren't you? Me and you were going. Come on, mate.
And, yeah, let's not.
It's like, no, don't talk about any of that stuff. We do it.
But yeah. No.
How you going, Brizzo? Jump on with us, mate. Send Brizzo the link. Get Brizzo to jump on here.
Where are you, Brizzo? Do you want the link? Hang on.
Yeah. Why is he called Brizology?
I thought that dude was Australian. I thought Brizology was Australian. 100% thought he was from Australia.
He's from Brizzy.
At the very beginning, like when I hadn't like ever heard him talk, and then I was on the stream with him. I was in the stream with Brizology on Discourse one day. I got to have a chat with him like pretty early on. I think it was like mid last year or something. And then I realized
he streamed with an Australian guy. Him and an Australian guy in Sydney called
Damon.
Damon. Yeah, you know Damon.
I don't know him, but
he's on Telegram, and he started the Hex Australia's chat, right? Him and Brizzo started a thing called Hex Awareness Team, and that was like right in December, like right in the thick of the FUD. And as I said to you, like with that cop, one of those, I don't want to name names or anything like that, but that fact that this dude was like making Hex videos and all saying how good it was, and then all of a sudden he just like flipped, like turned, like it was like this two-faced guy. I went after him, like I didn't know because I was a noob, right? And I was like, I'm not taking that. You shit talk my bag like that. I'm gonna get you, mate. Like, you know what I mean? These guys were shit talking Hex. I wasn't taking that because I loved Hex. You know, it was my thing back then. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to sort of like steal the microphone there, but anyway. Brizzo's been around since the start, mate. And I don't know. He's been on a couple of streams with Brizzo. I can't remember, but maybe one or two. But I obviously watched him and seen him from the start. I know he's OG, and he's got a real dry wit with the chat, and he's always got a quick comeback, and he makes some funny memes. He made a couple of funny memes. He put me in a meme, so I made it into a meme. But yeah, there you go. Don't know. Anyway,
yeah, so
doesn't matter.
What are you looking at, Blue Bum? Are you zooming in on a particular?
Yeah, I was just going to look for the rest of the year, how it's going.
There's not much coming out, man.
This is between now and the end of the year.
So if you are in Hex and you're like, okay, where's the supply going to come from? This is the supply that's coming onto the market, the new supply. So whatever people have in their wallets now, they've had that in their wallet. So they've had access to it. They could have sold it already if they wanted to, right? All this stuff is the new stuff coming out. So there's not like, we're not talking like huge.
It'd be interesting to see what all these stakes do on the 16th. There's relatively, there's 124 mil coming out there. We've seen a lot of people restaking though, haven't we? So chances are a lot of that will just probably restake. Like, especially because it's gone up so much and everyone's just like, if they are cashing out, they're just cashing out the littlest bit and just keeping the rest going, basically. Letting it ride. And why wouldn't you?
Looky who we have here. Mr. Brizology.
Hey, Brizology.
the man himself. What's happening, bro? You're we muted.
Can't hear, mate. Muted.
Look at Unrec's little avatar. Stake this.
Who's that?
Sound check, sound check.
There we go.
Yeah, we can hear that.
All right.
It's not the best quality, but we can hear it.
Really?
What's happening, brother?
Not much. Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure I'm on the right microphone. Maybe. How about now? Better?
Yeah,
way
that's much
better.
better.
All
Much
right.
better.
Way better.
Yeah.
All right. How you doing, fellas? How's it going?
Not much, man. We're in
Excellent.
lockdown
Yeah.
on
So
a Saturday night. So we're streaming on a fucking Saturday night, bro.
Yeah, it's like it's early in the morning for me. It's like 5 in the morning.
Oh, no
So,
shit.
Saturday morning. So you guys, how was the day? Did we go up today or did we?
No, we're a bit of a dip. We're a bit of a dip right now.
Because you guys are in the future. So did
I
we hit
think
50 cents?
on the monthly, it's still green. Not yet.
No, dude. We've had a bit
So you're going
of
to tell us the
a
origin? You're
correction.
going to tell us,
Sorry, boys.
so you're going to tell us the story about your name, Brizology? How you got it?
My name is pretty simple. It's part of my actual name, which is Bryson, and so Briz is part of Bryson, and I just added ology to it, and I guess you can kind of say it's like the study of me. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So you're an expert on you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think I was inspired by this other YouTube channel called Morphologist, and then the Hexologist. I'm like, man, I don't know. There's something about that ology that I had to have.
Gives a bit of status.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to call you Professor.
Yeah.
Did you have your name before the Hexologist? Or was it? Did you?
Oh, yeah. I used to be the Hex Awareness team for a long time, or not for a long time, for a while. I used to have, I used to like Digibyte a lot. I still kind of do, but I don't touch it at all anymore. But I used to have a name called Digibyte Awareness Team, and I'd just be kind of posting on Twitter. And then when I discovered Hex, I changed it to Hex Awareness Team. And it wasn't really meant to be like a long-term thing. I was just kind of like goofing off. And I remember Richard, people were messaging Richard, hey, who's this Hex Awareness Team? Are they official? Like, are they on the pay or what the heck? And he's like, no, it's just some dude. And so, yeah. And then eventually I just kind of changed up the Brizology.
What are you doing, mate? Are you getting ready for your shift down at Mickey D's? Heading down there. Saw you this morning with your.
Where's your cap?
Where's your? Yeah. What's going on, mate?
Actually, I got it right here, baby.
That's gold.
Quit that job. Actually, since we're at a dip today, I'm going to go apply. I hope my manager doesn't take those things I said seriously. We're down. I quit my job, but I got to go apply. Because of the dip is pretty massive.
You don't have to go work at Mickey D's, mate. You can just have Brizology's burgers. Burgers by Brizology.
You could probably buy a franchise.
I'll crush him in the LA Hills.
Oh man, what would go on those burgers, right?
You give them a hex sticker every time.
Steaks. That'd just be steak burgers.
That's it.
Yeah, fuck.
Nice
We only serve steaks. And they take a while.
Hey, Unwrecked, how many gay times? What's your gay time count for the day, mate?
He's eating another one on. Stop it! You make me uncomfortable.
Why? Well, I'll put this one back. I'll put it back in the sheet, right?
Someone saw you eating one before, and he thought
I had a birthday cake.
No, he thought you're eating a turkey leg, man.
No, I had a birthday cake, and now this is like just an original. But I know it's a little bit rude to sort of like have a gay time on my own. It's a bit like, have you seen that thing where I saw this thing was on, I think it might have been on Twitter, and some dude, it was like a group meeting on Zoom, and he thought his camera was off, and then he comes back to his computer and he starts having a flog. And they're all there watching. Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah.
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 How fucking about you? Don't come Monday, mate. You're gone.
He was like a CNN reporter or something, wasn't he? Yeah.
I remember that, man.
What a
That
disgrace.
was hilarious. That's hilarious.
Hey, I've got to keep it clean. I know it's Saturday night, but I'll tell you what, Mike, I've got my kids here with me, but like, mate, I'll tell you what, you reckon these guys, they're not in lockdown out here. All the yobbos are up the street here, clowning around, making noise. Like normal, you know, like it's just business as usual around here.
Aren't you guys in lockdown up there?
No. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
There was tons of.
I don't pay attention to it. I ignore it.
Apparently there was.
For everyone else.
Apparently there was tons of people on Bondi Beach and a few other places. Everyone's just going, fuck this shit, and they're just going out and just doing whatever they want now. It's good to see.
Yeah, well, come on. What do you do? I mean, there's a misinformation in the fake news stuff. I don't know what to believe. Like, you're getting two sides of the. You don't know what to believe. It's hard. You just want the truth. We just want the facts. And what do you? I mean, there's I guess
forget about that.
A precedent around what the media actually reports. So I mean, like, don't let the truth get in
Yeah,
a good story. You're typing.
Sorry, I'm
go
going to jump in. Rackham, I've heard Brizology has the best clam chowder in town, mate. That's what I've heard.
Wow. I'm in my pajamas, so I hope you don't mind
It's not a lie.
My lack of formal attire. But yeah, I wasn't going to come on, but I just heard you bloody talking, and I thought, oh look, day 43 is not showing his face, and poor old Bluey's here. He's showing his face, and I thought better come and talk to you. And then Brizzo, thanks for coming, mate. Like,
hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, all the way from the USA and California. Love California girls. Wish they all could be.
Right?
Hey, you like that?
I'll trade you some, right?
Yeah, right, eh?
I'll give you some of ours. You bring us some of yours.
Oh, gee whiz. They're a bit like prawns over here.
Briz would fit in so well over here, man.
Oh, man.
He would fit in so well, man. Just like in Frankston. You'd fit in so well in Frankston, Melbourne, dude.
You know,
you just have to be wearing those. You just have to wear like moccasins, like acid wash jeans, moccasins, an Akadaka t-shirt, and that cap.
No, my grill.
And your grill.
Can't talk in this.
Dude, he would fit in. He would fit in perfectly, man. He just needs a pair of Frankston floor shiners.
Exactly.
Is that what they call them?
The moccasins,
Frankston's floor shiners. What's going on with the AFL,
shiners, mate?
Brisbane lost by 1 point last week. We got 1 point. Anyway, but everything else we're winning. Hex is winning. If you got Hex and you stake, you're winning, eh? Really?
We're definitely winning.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's anyone who's like worried about the Hex price. We've got a little bit of a dip. It's like just this mini dip that's happening. If you're staked, you're golden, because no matter what the price is doing, you're like earning extra Hex every single day. So you're just golden. You're golden.
Yeah, dude. The dip. This is really everyone's opportunity to get in. If like you were waiting for the dip, I remember someone was telling me, "They're all, hey, I'm kind of waiting for the dip." I'm like, yeah, and this was at 23 cents. I'm like, you might see a dip at 28 cents when it goes to 25, and then it keeps going. And they're like, really? You think it's just gonna keep going? I'm like, I don't know, but it looks like it's doing pretty well. And now we're at 43 cents. And that was just like the other day. So it's really kind of crazy.
We're 44 right now on the Staker app.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Brizology, have you had that kind of existential moment, or that, like, let's say, what do we call it, metaphysical angst moment of like, fuck, I'm going to have so much money what the hell am I going to do with that amount of money?
A little bit. I just started kind of like splitting up my wallets. I was like, you know what? I need to just diversify this into smaller amounts, into different passphrases, in case the thinkable ever happens, and I do get hacked. And I pray to God I don't. Only one of my accounts will be compromised.
It's good security practice.
Good idea.
Mm.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. I've done that as well. Spread it out over a number of different sort of methods of as well, and hardware wallet, MetaMask, and other stuff. Yeah, Staker.
And I think eventually, when Pulsechain comes out, I'll probably end up migrating most of my stakes over to the Pulsechain, and I'll probably end up creating even more wallets. I mean, yeah, it's so stupid to go, hey, I want to pay $400 to, even make a stake, let alone what it costs to end one, versus over on Pulsechain. You get to keep more of your money.
How much more enticing do you think will have to be on the ETH chain to make you go back and do a stake there? Like, what if I don't know? What if the share price is like 20% more on Pulsechain?
I think you just have to measure how much of your principal you're putting down, how much interest you're going to collect over the period of time you're staking. Because, if you're only doing 30 days or a year or 5 years, maybe you can get away with a much smaller amount on the Ethereum chain because you're going to get more shares. So I think that you have to take all that into account. So it's like if a Pulse share is $100,000 USD value versus a ETH share, which is a share of Hex, a T share on the Ethereum chain. If that's only like 60 grand, yeah, you might go, oh, you know what, maybe I'll go over onto the ETH chain to make a shorter stake, perhaps. So I don't know. I think it all kind of depends. But I don't think you can really go wrong on either one, because I know Richard said he wants the Hex chain to be expensive, just like the Pulse chain.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ethereum side.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I just don't think you can really go wrong. But I don't know.
It's going to be a bridge. They'll be bridged.
Yeah.
Is that right? So you'll be able to wrap the ETH Hex and walk it across the bridge to the Pulse chain type thing.
Look, I don't know if it's going to be hex to hex. It might be.
That's what I thought I heard Brizzo say. When you got to swap your ETH Hex for Pulse Hex and move everything across, migrate across.
You're definitely going to be ETH to Pulse. It'll definitely be ETH to Pulse, but it would be nice to have a P Hex to E Hex. Just Hex to E Hex. That would be nice.
Yeah.
I think.
Hey Brizzo, do you know? Hey Brizzo, I got a question for you. Do you know where Coachella is in California?
I know it's in the desert. I've never been to it.
Oh yeah. I like the little this. They make these Ernie ball strings over there in America, made in the USA. Look at that. It's one good thing to come out of America. So thanks for that.
I'm number 2. Okay.
Yeah. Well, come on over, mate. We'll have the red carpet laid out for you, mate. We're ready for you. Have the full entourage.
Guitar strings and
there'll be girls lining up along the side, giving you a hero's welcome.
Yeah, Coachella's not too far from me, but I don't know. I've never really been into the whole music festival scene. Just wasn't really my type of crowd, to tell you the truth.
That's manufacturing, though. That's manufacturing. But yeah, is that also there's a music festival out there? Is that where they have the Burning Man or something like that? Is it?
Yeah,
they have Coachella.
Oh right.
Coachella is like an actual festival, pretty famous one.
Oh right. Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Yeah. That's where the factory is for. That's where they make the strings for all the guitars.
Are you, hey, Briz, are you, I've heard that like in the last couple of years, a lot of people like exiting California. Like, what are your thoughts on that, mate? Are you
so just
now that you can go anywhere you want to go in the whole wide world,
right? Just to like put it into perspective, you can say, I've always considered myself pretty liberal, but I'm liberal in the terms of like to the democracy side of politics or whatever. But in the latest years, I've found out that I'm actually, I guess, quite a bit more on the conservative side, right? I've always been financially conservative and socially liberal, right? Kind of like libertarian. With that said, with me being on the more conservative side, I love it here in California. I'm not really bothered by nothing. It doesn't really, I mean, the taxes are whatever the taxes are. They just take it out of my paycheck. I'm not even sure of it anymore. And, they're not forcing me to get any like vaccines or nothing. The only thing I know about like that seems a little bit weird is I just talked to my my aunt and my niece or my cousin, and they're like letting the vaccinated kids go back to school, but not the unvaccinated kids. And so that's kind of like my aunt's all up, being kind of emotional. It's like, hey, my kid just wants to go to school and learn, but they won't let her. So I mean, maybe there's that kind of social aspect that's crazy, but that doesn't really affect.
Hang on.
Bro, that's pretty crazy.
Experimental. They're
Hang
experimental.
on,
Are they forcing them?
Unwrecked. Hold that thought. Hold. Look at this. We just thank you very much, Rackham. $500. We never had a super chat so big.
That's a record for us, definitely. Absolute record.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Smashing the lights
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Generous.
He must drive a Lambo, that bloke.
Thank you. Thanks, Rackham.
I just saw a tweet that his
got to run my friends. McDonald's is onto me today. He's
going to be late for his shift.
One McGriddle coming up, baby.
Will you have fries with that?
I saw a tweet that he's loaning his vehicle to a music video.
I saw the video.
Oh, the green, yeah. Wow.
Oh, I didn't even see the video yet.
Yes. Sammy posted it. Yeah. It's a cool video. It's good music.
Nice. Yeah. And I heard, did you guys see the other musical artist that was on Discord Syndicate last night?
No. Who's that?
Mystic Pimp.
Oh, yeah, today. Yeah, that's for us today. Yeah.
Seems like a good guy.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and he's got like 1 million Instagram followers or something, hey?
Yeah, very cool. I mean,
it's a bit sus calling yourself Pimp, the Pimp, though, is he? Isn't it? What would you call yourself Pimp? Come on, mate. Really?
He's pimping mysticism.
I
need to check it out. This Mystic.
But he seems like a good guy,
He seemed like a really lovely kid, really lovely guy. And been through a lot and done some interesting stuff, hey? What a life.
And if he can help spread financial, freedom to his younger followers, he will.
Yeah, he will. He was driven.
Really important.
He's a focused kid.
All that positive affirmation stuff,
Yeah.
Definitely. Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Power of the mind. We don't realise how important we actually are and how important that.
We're starting to get a few more kind of
thinking,
more famous people kind of into it, hey, and we'll start seeing their network cashing in as well soon.
Well, maybe they should.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So just to go back, I'm not really feeling the heat of getting out of California. Maybe when I start paying capital gains taxes whenever I cash out, maybe I'll start feeling differently. But I love California. I don't really want to. I don't plan on leaving. But I think it would be really cool to get like a cabin up in the mountains maybe like in Montana, Wyoming, just somewhere kind of like remote and just really cheap, but really nice for what you can get, right?
Yeah, the escape pod.
Yeah,
in case everything goes to shit.
The
Jump in
bug
your car
out.
and straight to Montana. Yeah.
Exactly. Have the water collectors already filled. And just head on out there, throw my bug out bag over my shoulder and let the zombies eat everybody.
Well, that's part of the conspiracy theory. I mean, that's where you probably thought of it over there. All that, that what do they call that show? The Walking Dead with all the zombies in it. That's in America.
The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah. So like that's like a zombie apocalypse. That's what they're saying that the COVID is. I mean, like, isn't it research chemicals that they're injecting? Like,
fuck, that was such a boring TV series.
I know. The first episode was like really good.
That's what. We have to walk over here. Now we have to walk over here. Now we have to walk over here. Now we have to go over here.
But first we have to cry.
But anyway,
it was Lost got a bit like that as well. It's like, where are they going? So they'd have to walk somewhere else this week. It's just like all that's happening is like trying to throw things in there that are really mysterious and that no one can ever work out. And
like why is there a polar bear on a tropical island?
That's the whole show.
Yeah. I find myself
that stuff was
watching
interesting, but then they never, never kind of delivered with it, did they?
I find myself watching on YouTube quite often. I find. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
On YouTube, they've got like those videos of dudes like just in the woods building a cabin by themselves. They've just got time lapse. Have you ever seen one of them?
I saw one.
Dude, I don't know what it is about just watching people build shit on time lapse.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? It seems like a really cool possibility. Maybe in the next 5-10 years would be pretty awesome. Is that Elon is making those like robots, right? And unwrecked, they're not for sex, okay? They're meant to help.
Hang on.
Dude, that is the first, Briz. That is like you say, they're not. That is the first thing someone's gonna do when they get their hands on it. They're gonna like drill out like a cavity and like put a fleshlight in there. It's done.
Dude, Tesla's gonna have cameras on them. They know what you're doing to them, even if you own them. Just like their car, they know what you're doing inside that car. But my whole point is I wanted to take a couple of those robots, take them out into the woods and say, hey, start building me a cabin, like start chopping down trees, start, growing like, harvesting food or something.
I don't know, bro. Wake up in the middle of the night, the robot's just standing over you, looking at you.
Eyes glowing red. I'm sorry, Briz. I can't allow you to do that.
Wasn't there a post? I thought I saw a picture of you with your girlfriend, your blow up doll picking out a ring.
Got her a nice little diamond ring. Got her a little diamond ring. Don't want her to wheel away from me.
Oh no, but people do get attached to those, and that's kind of some sort of mental illness, wouldn't you say? Would have to be.
Probably.
I reckon it would be. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I need to do a bit more homework. It's not my area.
Probably just pretty lonely
I saw them at the
people.
sex shop the other day. Yeah. I wouldn't buy one though. I've never bought one.
Yeah, right.
No, but there was all sorts of weird, wonderful things down there that I'd never. That you can get an education even at my age. Still learning. The day you stop learning is the day you take your bat and ball home and go and give up. I suppose. So
we're all students of life, right?
That's exactly right, and that's what they teach you when you graduate from university. Just because you graduate and you got the piece of paper, your actual education just sort of starts now, and that's as you say, the school of life. So what are we actually talking about tonight? Because is this just an ad hoc sort of riff and rhythm type?
We were talking about. We started off talking about how Hex and Pulse is, well, at least Hex is because it exists and it's here. So we don't know. Pulse isn't here yet, but Hex is here, and it is the best DeFi thing that's out there. One of the only true DeFi things that's out there. And
Captain Obvious. But what's going on? What's going on the other day? This
what's
thing
obvious to you and me, Unwrecked. It's obvious.
Why
to
am
you
I
and
seeing
me.
it? Why do we see it, and why is the rest of the world oblivious to it? Why are we seeing it?
We have to make sure that people hear us talking about it, man.
But what about this thing with coin market cap thing the other day, where the price pumped because it
You
went
know,
on market cap?
a lot of
10 minutes
people
morning.
are just so
What's that about?
skeptical of cryptocurrencies in general. I mean, I know people that I told about
This is true.
Bitcoin in 2013, and literally just like 2 days ago, they finally capitulated. They're like, all right, I'm going to get into this. How do I get into Hex? I'm like, all right, let's get you going.
Yeah, people are capitulating now. Yeah, I'm
just that, you know, they're just kind of they're just so like, you know, like Richard said, the two people that really do well with cryptos are idiots and the really smart people, and it's all the people in between that are like, you know what, I can't tell how this is a scam, but I'm gonna figure out, you know, how this is a scam, and then they just never figure it out, and then they just never think about it, and they never invest, and they miss out. In my opinion.
Yeah. Well, they say, like I've got guys that I've been trying to tune up for, like, I've told them about it like way back when I was sort of like started getting a little bit evangelical about it, when I sort of like found out this thing was so good, and I told them, and they were like guys that I work with, and even now they're ringing me up last week saying, oh no, I need to come and you need to show me how to get it out. I'm like, what do you mean? Why would you want to get it out? No, you put it in. You put your money in there and you buy you exchange your fiat for crypto. I can show you that, but no, but there must be something there. I need to see it. But in all this time, they do nothing. They actually don't take any action, even though they've got that. And so I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. It's like, well, it's up to you to actually do your own homework, research, and actually put a bit of effort. Don't expect someone else to just like spoon feed you this stuff. Like I don't know.
I got a coworker who never got in before the launch of Hex, just because he couldn't download MetaMask on his iPhone. Just never got in.
That's it. And the thing is, right? I heard that there was a thing on the radio about Bitcoin in 2017 when that parabolic rise, and it's got a bit of media attention over here, and that was the same. Like, what do? You go on and then you might spend 5 minutes doing a Google search, and then you give up because you haven't got the time, or your mind's elsewhere. And I just didn't even look at it after that. I did one thing and I couldn't work out how to work it, and then I walked away for 2 years, and then came back and just timed it basically pretty much perfect. It was just by kind of accident that I came across.
And here's another thing. Here's another thing, is that on Facebook, I often, like, I would get banned on Facebook all the time, just all the time, right?
Just for what? Saying the right thing, or trying to actually something truthful or something that had value,
for stating my opinion.
Yeah, for your opinion. Wow.
But so what I would do is create a new account, right? And until my old account was good again, you know, I wanted to look at crypto stuff, so I signed up. You know, I'm like, hey, show me all these crypto pages. And when I went on there with like a brand new account, I am telling you, like, it wasn't showing me the same stuff that I was curated from my main account. It was just showing me like just the crappiest crypto Facebook. It just like everything looked like a scam. I was just like, if this is what new people see when they start like looking into crypto on Facebook, I totally get why no one fucking invests into it. It just
they're way behind the curve, aren't they? There. I mean, even in
you're
like Australian,
you're going to have a tough time if you haven't got someone to hold your hand when you're first getting into crypto. You're going to have a tough time.
Well, I thought I was a weirdo, mate.
All the people,
no one.
hey, think about it. All the people that we're on board. all the people we've onboarded and like no coiners, they're actually really lucky. They're really, really lucky. The people that we've onboarded onto Hex and they're no coiners, because they've just gotten into something that is like pure.
So this actually what was Bitcoin supposed to do, wasn't it? That's what I sort of thinking recently. I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking, well, you hear how enthusiastic or how evangelical or maxi the guys are in Bitcoin, how much they talk about this thing being like, you know, the peer-to-peer, the crypto cipher ethos, all the good things, you know, get rid of the middlemen, da 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 da. I mean, Hex pays homage to Bitcoin, like, you know, like they've really thought out, like, you know, like all of the sort of like, you know, we're all Satoshis, and just some of the slogans and that within Hex was really paying homage to Bitcoin. And what did they do? They just gave it arseholes. They just attacked the man. They attacked Richard Hart. They called it a scam. Oh, it's disgusting behavior. Like, well, not even like, that's not fair, is it? So, you know, after Hex paid homage to Bitcoin and said how great Bitcoin was, they turned around and just bloody, you know, gave us all shit and said we were retards for buying Hex and we're going to lose our money, blah, 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 all that crap. But look at it. This was what actually Bitcoin is supposed to do. That modular code, like, it's better, isn't it? You tell me, you guys, would you agree that Hex is like doing everything better than Bitcoin? Better? I think it is.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't here. I have a little bit of Bitcoin, but I put it on an exchange because I didn't know about cold storage or hardware wallets back in those days. It was just sitting on an exchange.
You know,
a little bit.
The real big difference between the Hex and Bitcoin is that, like, all right, so you have some Bitcoin, you know, say you just have one whole Bitcoin and it goes up a lot in value. That's awesome. But when you start spending it, unless you replace it, you will eventually run out of it. And that leads you to a mindset of like, oh man, I don't want to ever spend this asset. And so I know other coins had a dual coin motto where they had the one coin that was their main coin and they generated like a gas coin basically. And I think that's what's really great about Hex is that it just generates more of itself. Therefore, you're not in a scarcity mindset.
You get paid to be a hodler of last resort. You get paid for it. Like
it also creates.
It just feels a lot more comfortable holding Hex because you're just like, hey, you know what? As long as like, hey, if I'm making, you know, 100 Hex a day, if I'm making 100 Hex a day, you know, as long as I only spend 50 Hex a day, I'm making more money than I'm spending.
Oh,
therefore,
it's
I'll never. Yeah, it's perfect.
You can only spend about 20%. You spend about 20%, and then and then the rest is just hold. And what does that mean? Well, that just you're getting paid for the price to hold the price up. It's so good. It's like a little bottle. It's like a little bottleneck. You can't actually. I mean, there's only a limit to how much you actually, you know, need to put a roof over your head and feed your family or do whatever the things you want to do. So there's really no reason to spend it all the Hex. Like, why would you dump your whole bag? Why would you dump the best, the fastest appreciating asset? Look at it. We've done. I worked out. One of my mates did 1,000 X. Oh mate, what do you mean get wrecked? In Hex? No way.
No. I said we've watched so many people get wrecked by selling their bags early. Like there were
Hex sellers. Oh yeah, I know.
Man. And people, guys, people have been crying on stream. Like they've been streaming a video crying about selling all their Hex.
But Richard Hart says to you, he told you, he goes, you can only sell it once. Go your hardest. You know, you can only sell your bag once. If you do that,
we should call it impermanent wreckness.
Because you'd be like, I can't live like that. You know, like we're talking about the serious side of like operational security and that sort of thing. You know, like that's what it's probably one of my biggest fears is. You know, you don't want to. You got to, as you say, you've got to do that risk mitigation there because I mean, that's probably the one thing about crypto that's different to other assets like hard assets like property and things like that where they can't really take them, but like just the power of those.
Just the bank can take that.
You know, I had no idea what Hex was going to do when I first got into Hex. I had no idea. The only thing that I had an idea of was that because of the adoption amplifier spewing 500 million coins every day for the first year, I just had it in my mind. I'm like, look, the price of Hex isn't going to go up in the first year. It's just not. There's too much inflation. There's too much inflation coming in. The price is going to stay pretty low. But after that first year, after all the inflation is made, then it should start going up, right? You're like, just like, hey, there's no more massive inflation, no more hyperinflation. That's the only thing I could think of. And I just never expected Hex to be at like 40 cents this quick. And so with that said, until recently, I really didn't know what Hex could do, but now I really kind of honestly think that by the end of this year, minimum, Hex is going to be at least $1, and then probably by the end of next year, I think it's going to be at $100, and then probably by the end of year 3, it's probably going to be $1,000. I think it's going to outperform Bitcoin in every metric. I think the powers that be, the original architect, is going to make sure that this basically just outperforms, the best, or, what the main,
it's done. It's so
top
far.
Wow. What do you
So
agree with?
far,
Do you agree with that?
It's done such, like, look at what it's done so far. Like we are at 44, but we were at we've wicked up to, I think we wicked up to like 54 or something.
Wow.
Very, very quickly a couple of days ago. So we're like in this zone, and if you think about it, like I like halfway through 2020, we're sitting around like, between 0.2 of a cent, or half a cent, to 0.6, maybe 0.65 of a cent, and we're like hovering around that zone. I mean, we'd already had some amazing appreciation at that point in time. We'd already seen like I think it was like at least 100x, probably a bit more. So to think that now, like since that time, like we've gone up like another 100x, it's just like 100x from that point. So it's actually 100x, 100 times 100. So we're almost like at that 10,000x.
How about that daily? I know.
In price appreciation. So, but the thing that is like amazing, that anyone listening who hasn't staked their Hex doesn't understand what the staking function is about. If you had staked your Hex on very early on, if you'd gotten in early, right, and you could have two people, someone who staked their Hex, someone who didn't stake their Hex. So the person who didn't stake their Hex would have seen a 10,000x. The person, or close to it, not quite 10,000x, but almost there. The person who had staked their Hex for, let's say, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, maybe let's just say 10 years, that makes it easy, they would be sitting on over 20,000x right now. Over 20,000x.
Yeah, that's about a correct number. I just kind of did some quick math on mine, and I did some stakes before Big Payday, and just doing the principal versus what the principal and interest now, and it's like twice as much. So yeah, if they got like a 10,000x, and with staking they would get a 20,000x, which is amazing.
It goes to show you what the power of staking, like long in Hex.
Yeah.
The power of it. You get the maximum amount of T shares, and you just get the maximum amount of payout, and that is the key. That is the key for anyone who comes in with like what they believe is an insufficient amount of Hex. If you don't have as much Hex as you want, you can just buy it. You can go buy it, or you can stake it longer and earn more, because the longer you stake, the more you get paid out per day. right? It's designed in that way that you can exchange your time for hex.
That's it. I'll be going to Hollywood when they get that. Well, a couple of my long stakes in there, the Hollywood stakes out there, mate. Huge.
The real problem with hex is that it's hard to understand the potential without seeing it first. Because I'm telling you guys, none of us saw this kind of potential, maybe like a year ago.
What about Richard Hart? Richard Hart did. I mean,
I did. No, mate, I was calling it from like I was as soon as I it's within the first 2 weeks of me sussing out hex, I was like, it was like, holy shit, this is gonna fucking change the world. This is gonna sop up all the world's money. This is gonna just be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, with that within a couple of weeks, I'd kind of like realized.
Yeah.
I just mean like
I'm not turning my nose or anything, but like
I just don't think most of us were prepared for this run up and the potentiality. Like I said, it wasn't until honestly probably the last 2 weeks that I'm like, hex is going to be $100 within a year. In my opinion, I really think it's going to be $100 within a year. And I never ever would have thought.
It's so crazy, man.
You agree with you? You concur that or what?
Say again.
That's that. No, I just want to know. I heard what Brizzo said with that, but what did Day 43 and Bluey concur with that? Like, because it's that we talked about that graph that's been done. Jexa put up that graph. I mean, I love it too, mate. I reckon great. If it does happen,
but you can only count up to 100. Have we had like full virality? No.
No.
Like, does when you walk down the street and you ask someone, do you know what Bitcoin is? Do they say yes? Most people will have heard of it, maybe, or some people would have heard of it. If you ask them what is hex, no one's heard of it. No one knows what it is. So that's all. We can grow into that. There's plenty of time. We're so early that like if it does take 5 or 6 years, before everyone knows about what hex is, well then these price appreciations from 40 to 50 cents through to hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, you can't say it's impossible, because this is something new it's peer-to-peer, worldwide peer-to-peer. So it's something new. You just can't say this is not possible. It is possible. Bitcoin has done it.
Yeah.
Like
it creates your independence. You can actually speak the truth now, because I mean you're freed financially. You're not burdened by trying to appease your employer, or don't Hexicans have newfound financial freedom? That's the game, isn't that what everyone aspires to in life? To be their own boss, or to be who they are, or live their life to the fullest, and rather than sort of being, instead of like the money work for you instead of you work for the money, that type of thing. Isn't that the philosophy or the end game of what Hex does? Or partly, is that on the money?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you don't want to be slaving. You don't want to be working for the man.
I feel liberated. I feel Hex has freed me from that burden of the hustle every day, getting up at 6 o'clock and
you want
going
to
through that routine.
You want to do stuff that you're passionate
about. I like
about.
work. Don't get me wrong, but you want to do the thing that you enjoy.
I like doing stuff and completing tasks. I like having a task and completing it. Like, it gives me a sense of satisfaction, right?
I just had a quick little thought enter my mind, and I was thinking, if Hex gave more people passive income and more people didn't have to work, we would have a labor shortage and therefore higher wages. Hex can give us higher wages by taking people away from the labor force. Wow.
There you go. Well, I mean, some of those jobs are dime a dozen, and that's the thing. Like, oh, there he goes. He's dropped off. Anyway.
My internet sucks. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah, mate.
$100 hex, eh? Well, let's just.
I really think so.
We'll
Hey,
mark
think
that on
about
the
it.
chalkboard, mate. We'll put that. We'll bring this stream back up in a year's time and see how close you
Bitcoin
are.
went to $1,000 in
only $100
2013.
hex. It's
Yeah, well, I
sub-mil
mean, we've got
FUD.
that precedent. We go, that's sub-wheel FUD. Yeah, where's old head? Oh, that's right.
You know,
There you go. I mean,
it took Bitcoin 4 years to get to $1,000, and I'm saying it's only going to take Hex 3 years.
$1,000 coin. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, $1 this year, $100 at the end of next year, and $1,000 at the end of the following year.
Wow.
I think
It's crazy, man.
That's
crazy.
I know we're watching the price move in tenths of a penny. We're like, wow. Wait until it starts moving at like pennies and dollars. Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin just moved like $2,000 in what appeared to be like a day or two, and it's like just wait until Hex is moving $2,000 at a time.
Wow,
it's crazy. It really is,
and it's gonna happen. It's going to happen. Yeah. Mark my words. Like,
yeah.
So how about that that island website that you sent unwrecked? You sent like a website on
no, that was T-Bird.
That was T-Bird.
Islands, T-Bird. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. He's looking up. He's looking for a place for Hexico. He's going to set it up in Belize.
In the Pacific. Just like
Belize.
Sale.
I think it was Belize he was looking at.
I remember I was looking at St. Kitts years ago because I heard Roger Ver talk about St. Kitts, and they're like, it costs like $250,000 to buy your citizenship. I was like, man, why do it have to be so much?
It's less than that now, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's around 150. Well, there's a few Caribbean ones, but like they're in between 150 and 180, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I forget the prices, but I remember looking at some of the properties on St. Kitts, and like you can get a really, really cool place. I don't even remember how much it was. It's probably different now from back then, but it seemed like $50,000 or something, and you get a really nice place.
That's cheap as.
It's going to be. Is it possible that there are just islands in the Pacific that people just haven't been to or don't go to? That just exist?
There are islands you can buy. Like, it'd be great when we have Rackham on this thing, because I remember they were actually shopping for an island, like quite literally.
Why buy it? Why not just go claim something that no one's on, that no one's claimed?
Just why even buy it? Pirate flag. Yeah.
I'd love to ask him that question.
Yep, he knows.
Find some shit.
He's a clever guy
out there that is decent, a decent size. No one's claimed it. No one's going there. You just go there and stick a flag on it.
Well, listen, they're going to have to go and get private jets anyway, because they're going to if they're going to do this bloody Nazi thing where you have to have a COVID passport. Like,
hey, did you see that? Did you see that airplane? That pilot? Unwrecked? Did you see that pilot who spoke out? He's just had enough, and he just spoke out and did this big speech. It went all viral.
What about? No, I didn't see that.
Well, he's a pilot. They tell him he has to get the vaccine. He says he's not going to take it. He's got a year to go until he retires, or 2 years to go until he retires, and he's going to have to. I know.
Here's something pretty interesting.
Hang on. Human rights. They're imposing medical procedure on people.
No.
Like what is it?
Yeah. It's all really bad. Let's hire him. Let's fucking hire him. He's our personal pilot.
But he's only got 1 year to go. He's retired anyway.
I don't care. Bugger it. No. Like he seemed like he was great. He's a 50-year veteran pilot. Like got tons of experience, and it was a great speech.
I got to get my kids through school next year first. Yeah.
So I saw a picture with text, and I have no idea if this is true or not. It's just a picture with text. But I heard, they said that the vaccinated and the unvaccinated NASA employees are banding together. And so they're saying if you're going to fire the unvaccinated, the vaccinated are going to go with them. And they're saying that this could really hurt the Artemis project. And this could really set a precedent.
that shit is smart, man, because regardless of if you want to have the vaccine or not, you should at least believe in the choice of people, like people to have.
That's
make
exactly
their own
right.
choice,
To have for choice.
right?
They're not giving
believe
people a
that
choice, mate.
people have a choice to decide what happens, with their
But
body.
hang on, some of these statute laws have been hard fought and won, and over years and years of legal precedent, and then all of a sudden they're just saying, "Oh, that doesn't mean no." Because of this pandemic, we've got the power and authority to just mandate that you do this. And what is it? I can't. I'm not exactly of the actual technical terms, but they're like forcing people to have a needle like that without giving them a choice is a breach of human rights. I don't agree with it. As you said, Day 43, it should be an allowable choice. I don't know. And I'm the one that's probably going to get blocked because I just don't feel that it's safe enough there's not enough information out there about the safety of it, and they're just rushing it through. You don't know what chemicals are in those things that they're putting in. You don't know what it's doing. I've seen professors of 21 years, like anatomy, physiology guys, saying that this could muck up your natural immune system.
Yeah.
So
let's not
I'm scared, mate. I don't
we're
want
not
to know
doctors,
about it.
though.
No, I know, but
we're
mate,
not doctors.
It's
We shouldn't
scaring people.
Yeah, I know. I also don't want to.
It's mucking people's livelihoods up. The government is saying we're bigger than business. Shut. People are going broke in this country, mate.
Mess with the channel, mate. I just don't want to mess with the channel.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
That's all.
I don't think they really. I don't think we have
yeah.
too much. I don't think we have too much to worry about, though. Like,
well,
do we get any strike? We're too small for that.
It's supposed to be a discourse.
No,
and we're too small.
Mate, we're
too small.
We're on discourse.
Like, have we had any warnings or anything like that?
I don't know, but I think they just
we
try not
heard.
to get too specific about it. Like talk about it, but just don't like.
Sorry,
you know what I mean? Like just be selective with the language so that we understand what we're talking about. But
self-censor. That's what they want.
Oh man, this is like it's crazy. Like I don't think that the people losing their jobs like that is unfair. Like just because they have a personal choice or a preference to not be injected with something that they don't know what it's in it, and they say it's a vaccine or whatever. Mate, if you see these children that have been, and there's no liability. There's no like the farmer, whoever it is, it's voluntary assumption of risk. Sorry if you turn into a retard, that's on you, right? No, I don't think that's fair. Myself personally, but everyone's entitled to that, aren't they? You're entitled to the free choice and freedom of speech. That's what blockchain's about. Anyway, look,
yeah, I agree with that. I believe in freedom of speech, just like this one here. Everyone's a doctor now. If you get sick, don't go to the hospital. Stick to crypto.
Well, yeah. Well, there you go. So then it comes back to the value, like how to get the truth, how to decipher the misinformation from the fake news, from the stuff that's in the media to what people are saying, or first person accounts and all this other things. Because I mean, I've heard equally valid arguments on both sides, and so you're in the middle and you're trying to make the right choice for your family, who you're trying to protect, and it could potentially be a life and death situation in a lot of cases. So I mean, this is serious stuff that we're talking about here.
So there are places in the world where it's everything's pretty much back to normal. Like Poland, I've heard looks like no one gives a shit there. Those Eastern European countries, I don't think they're going to go back to. They have in living memory what happened, and I think they are just rejecting all of this crap.
Okay.
So you're talking about like Cold War stuff. They still remember the the suffering.
The communism. They still remember communism.
Yeah.
They still remember having to line up for food. They still remember all of the stuff that went along with living.
And they won't let themselves be controlled in that way. So we don't have that in living memory here. We don't have that here, do we? We've just had good times.
I mean, ironically, we're all the children of refugees. Well, not all, but a lot of us are children. A lot of us are grandchildren and children of refugees. That's what Australia was built on: waves of refugee migration.
Yeah, that's true. And look, I mean, There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that it's just not in living memory though. It's our grandparents, you know what I mean? We heard the stories, but we didn't have to live through any of that. But back over in Eastern Europe, it's still within their grasp. So their culture and their societies, I think, are just a bit more like, we're not going down that route again. That's the vibe I get.
And just to address the guy before who was so kind to donate $5 to the channel and was saying that everyone's a doctor. It's not really about everyone being a doctor. It's about everyone being able to make a choice, you know, about what goes into their body. That's what it's about, really. It's not about being a doctor. It's about you deciding whether you think something is, you know, you want it in your body or not. That's all it is.
Yeah, and doctors are stupid as well, and doctors make mistakes. And I've known plenty of doctors in my life, and like honestly, they're just fucking people who are like.
Well,
a lot of them are dipshits just as much as other people.
What about the polys, mate?
Polys are way worse.
Polys
are way worse.
Polys
are the worst.
But they're treating them
no
like
doubt.
children. They're saying, if you go out, you little children, listen to me. If you go and have a little jab down there, we might let you out of your house. But if you don't, you're going to stay in lockdown until you.
And you don't want to be naughty.
That's what they're saying, mate.
Dude, he's a fucking. What's his name?
Like, who was the prime minister we had before? Who was the prime minister that everyone hated? Yeah, remember the one that everyone hated?
John Howard.
No, the one.
Everyone hated.
No.
Yeah.
Who? No, after him. Him.
Oh.
No, the guy on the bike.
Oh, Tony Abbott. Yeah,
Tony
Abbott. I liked him. He was good.
He got fined for not wearing a mask.
Oh, did he? Well, they're unlawful. You can just rip them up anyway. Just rip them up.
That's a lot of shit.
No, he paid it.
I dare anyone to
no, he paid. He did an interview. He made a statement. He said, "Look, I'm going to pay it because I don't want to waste the police's time with it. But you know, I'm a bit disappointed that we've got like snitches in our country.
No, they go after him,
you know, because that's not really the Australian way."
Well, there are grubs around here that just say, well, they go after, they just pick on them, they give them shit. They don't, just because of their position, and that's not nice either. I think it's disgusting how people behave towards other people just because of who they are. Anyway, don't get it. We're getting off. We're getting into
Australians hate all the prime ministers.
Yeah, they walk around and abuse. They walk around sledging them and abusing them, and I'm like, you're sitting there watching the news, and they're just like what do you call it?
Yeah,
sledging the hell out of the
slamming them on
the TV and everything.
There's not enough. There's not enough slamming of
That's a great Australian tradition, though.
Yeah,
the disdain for any authority is such a strong and like vibrant, beautiful Australian tradition. You know, and
we Americans got some of that too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, don't mess with those guys.
Totally.
But Brizology, I hate them all, both sides. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like any of them.
Yeah, I just want to be left alone. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Don't want to know about it. Sorry about
many of them.
Raising that up. We should probably do something to talk about.
They're always flapping their lips, talking. Trying to get shit done, not doing anything.
Oh, look, they're all just private school kids who have just gone from private school to uni politics to straight into some sort of cushy shit to straight into politics. And they're very sheltered and they're very insecure and extremely fearful. And just basically not people who you really want to take advice from.
Not financial,
let alone leadership from.
About DeFi crypto, I love DeFi crypto because, like, it's the same thing. It's the same part of my mind that like hates all that like political shit, and then on the other hand, loves DeFi crypto because it's trying to solve problems with the system. You know, it's the same sort of, it's a different discussion. It's a big discussion, but it's the same part of my mind. Like, it's the same like belief system. You know, I just want things to like work without input like that from a third party. I don't know. Like, have we like have we gone off?
Painted ourselves into a corner
too much.
Painted,
Have we gone off part?
It's
like,
hard not
off,
to talk about it, though. You know what I mean? It's like such a
Painted
full-on
ourselves
thing. All
into
the
a
shit's
corner.
going
Let's
on.
be-
You know, it's like.
oh, let's hit the
I mean,
reset
and
button.
Hex is just amazing. Hex is brilliant. Pulse is brilliant. We're going to be making tons of money.
But
Like-
Pulse is. Are they coming out with a testnet soon? Because
I
there was
think
that
so.
tweet. Yeah, have they got like? There's a step ahead in the process.
Well, there was
They're
someone
like,
actually in the dev who asked a question about trying out one of the things or something.
Can we?
I don't think
like,
it's up yet.
Is
up
there
yet, though.
is there a,
What
a
he asked?
GitHub? Is there a GitHub
Hang on, I'll see if I can find it.
repo?
Yeah, there is a GitHub.
Can you download the like whatever they're using? What is it? Is it Aragon or Geth? What are they using right now?
Here's the. Oh no. No, I'm not sure, mate. No, I can't find out.
So what are you up to, Brizzo? What do you got coming up, mate?
Thank you,
What do you
Mr.
say,
Speedy.
mate?
So I got two things going on today. Is that I'm trying to get the hood on my car. I actually got a hood for my car, carbon fiber hood.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Looks
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice. And just like my last carbon fiber hood, which flew up on the freeway, which is why I haven't had a hood for a while. The thing is that when I try to shut it, it won't latch. It won't stay shut. So I have to like move the latching mechanism up so it kind of pushes into it further. So I'm gonna try and work on that. I'm gonna try and get that done pretty soon. But if I can't get it done, I might end up taking the hood off and driving up to Los Angeles and checking out that German workshop that Abit and Patrick were doing.
Oh, right, they're up there now, are they? The Crypto Sparga guys.
Yeah.
That across America. Oh, wow, that came along. How far is
NOS,
California?
real quick, NOS Hex. It's a Lexus IS 300, but it has a Chevy V8 in it with a 6-speed transmission. It's an LQ4 6-liter Chevy V8. So
Jesus.
Just a muscle
pretty
car, muscle car?
cool.
Just a street car, muscle car? Is that what it
It's
is?
just it's just to get me back and forth from work and to home.
What about racing?
It sounds like it hammers, man.
Race on Saturday?
It's not too bad. It's pretty cool. It's mostly bone stock parts, so it doesn't make that much horsepower. It's probably between 300 and 350. But I mean, those engines, you can tweak them up to over 1,000 without much problems.
So is that like a hobby, you into cars, or is that just like, like, is it like it's got sentimental value to you, that car, or is it just like a car?
So
car?
you can see this car right here. That's my old car. It's a Mazda RX-7, and that one
yeah.
also had a V8. That one also had a Chevy V8 inside of it.
Oh, right.
So I used to have a company. It's still going. It's called Ronin Speedworks, and so we used to. We built it out of our garages here in California, and we're still working out of it. But it's we make custom. I don't do it anymore. I sold all my shares back in 2016, but the company makes custom car parts that allows you to put V8s inside Mazdas, specifically RX-7s, and
Yeah, right.
and so so I'm a little bit of a hands-on mechanic myself. I just do it as a hobby, and so I just I like cars. I like them.
Good on you.
I like the custom stuff.
Got some stuff coming there, mate. That's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff, isn't it? RX-7s now, were they the original motor? Is that a rotary?
Rotary, yeah.
They don't have a rotary motor in them.
They used to.
They're quite collectible over here. They're quite the guys. Some of the guys want to.
They have like ceramic parts in the motor or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have apex seals, which are ceramic, and those apex seals, if they break, you have to tear apart the whole engine, and it's like these little tiny little rectangles. So that's the one, like, problem with the rotary stuff.
Pretty
How do you
dumb
shoehorn a
design.
V8 into one of those, and where does it bolt onto the gearbox?
Well, I use the Chevy transmission, so you just
Okay,
get
use
a
the whole lot.
custom drive shaft from the Chevy transmission to the Mazda rear end.
Right.
Or if you go to RoninSpeedworks.com, you can actually upgrade the rear end to a Ford 8.8 and have it be completely bulletproof.
Yeah. What do they call that? Limited slip diff or something like the back?
Yeah, LSD.
Yeah.
Mazda.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, so I want to get that
Very
hood
good.
on my car, and I would love to go up to the LA workshop.
Yeah, right.
It's not that far from me, and
Is that today?
I think it is today. It snuck up on me. I didn't even realize it was today until yesterday.
Well, you better get cracking.
I know. That's what I'm thinking about. It's about 6:30.
I'm thinking about Buff. Yeah.
So how are they doing it? How are
well.
they doing it? They've got they do like they invite people for like 2 or 3 hours or something and just give them a presentation, or
I'm not really sure exactly what they're doing. I saw a couple pictures. A-Bit looked really handsome in his suit.
yeah, that looks pretty professional.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I thought this was gonna be like a picnic table at a park. And they got like a presentation with PowerPoints.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah, nice. Well, I did say that.
Yeah.
I did hear Wales say, I reckon that hectare, that tour across America would pump the hex price.
Is it in
Yeah,
Anaheim?
for sure.
Is it in Anaheim or Los Angeles? Because those are two very different places, and Anaheim, I can walk to Anaheim. So
Mazda.
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 There you go.
I say
No,
Mazda.
I think he's actually.
Mazda.
Yeah, I think you're actually. I think you've actually got the correct pronunciation, whereas Australians have the incorrect
Mazda.
pronunciation.
How do you guys say it?
Mazda.
Mazda?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But
No,
if
Mazda.
where's is that
Maz.
Japanese? Is it a Japanese word, Mazda?
It's
Japanese.
It's a Japanese name.
It's Japanese.
So so a bit.
Why is it
So
craft? Why is that craft?
So it'd be Mazda. You're right. How you pronounce it?
Mazda.
Mazda.
There we go.
There you have it.
So
It's funny how-
Nissan?
Nonji
Nissan?
desu ka? Nissan.
Nissan.
Oh.
Nissan's.
Yeah, the
Absolute
V8
scam.
RX-7s are very lethal. It's such a great platform. It's like 50-50 weight balance, and you get that big old American V8 torque on tap. Like, it's great. See people in the comments.
Powered away. Yeah.
Nissan. We call it in
Pushing up
America. We
daisies.
call it Nissan. I'm not sure how you guys pronounce it in
Nissan.
Nissan.
Yeah.
Nissan.
That's what I say. Nissan Skyline.
Listen.
Right off. Yeah, they're good.
You guys know how to say anything right over there?
I had a Nissan
Yeah,
Skyline
right.
once.
I wrote off my Nissan.
I did
You
actually.
say
It's a true story.
Nissan.
Nissan.
Like,
Yeah, it'd be
on.
Nissan. Yeah, Nissan.
Are you giving us shit for our
Oh,
pronunciation, mate?
Oh god, here we go.
You know
have
what
to
the
have an
hardest
English
language
lesson.
is?
What?
One of the hardest languages I've ever tried to learn is Thai, because that is tonal. Like, depending on how you Thai, like you can say krap kun krap, but then if you say krap, or if you say something, if you say a slightly different tone or a different inflection, it can mean something completely different. And it's just like a very complex language to try to remember all the sounds and how to do them all and everything like that. That
Is
hard,
it Porsche
man.
or Porsche?
Porsche.
Porsche.
Have you seen that meme with the guy sitting in the car and the chick is talking to him saying, I thought you said you had a Porsche. He goes, no. I said, I'm poor.
That was funny meme. Actually, I remember saving that one.
So many good
Righto.
memes, man.
Yeah,
many
someone
good
just
memes
said
floating
that
around.
the meet today, the workshop is in Anaheim off of Harbor. Oh my god, that dude, it's like right around the block from me. I gotta go. I'm gonna definitely be there. It's
Now you
free.
got no excuse.
Yeah,
You're like,
it's
oh,
really,
shit.
it'd be really
Shit,
bad.
I don't have an excuse.
Like at least like Las Vegas is like 4 hours away, and I could be like, hey, I'm not gonna drive 8 hours, but this is like 10 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
So when your bonnet flew off down the highway, when your bonnet flew off down the highway, what, you just kept driving the car with no bonnet until you ordered a new one? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that
I remember I
strictly
pulled. You know what? I backed into a Del Taco one day, and then a highway patrol parked right next to me, and they got out and they just started making fun of me. They're like, "Hey, there's like parts missing from your car, bro." I'm like,
Really?
leave me alone.
Oh,
They didn't care. Yeah, they didn't
Fair
care.
enough.
I'm like, all right. Oh,
as long as they're not shooting at you, it's all good, really, isn't it?
right.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. So
you can walk there, yeah?
I mean, not actually walk.
No one,
but,
no one can work anywhere in LA. It's impossible.
No, we don't walk nowhere.
They try, and then
It's
they
all-
just end up walking to their car.
It's all flat and laid out.
Good for bikes.
well, don't you? I was just about. I'm out of here now on that basis. Day 43. You've done it now.
What is? Hang on. Let me no, because Bruce sent it to me. I'm just trying to understand what's going on.
Is this Brizology? Is this your meme?
Oi, mate, I'm sort of famous, you know? A real financial advisor to millions on the internet. Want to come back to my flat and look at some charts?
Hey, you know what was
Who made
you
that?
know what was really great?
That was you,
I was
wasn't it, Bruce?
I don't know who made that.
Oh, did Unrect go? Did he go? No, he didn't. He did.
Hey, you know, talking about
He's
memes, guys.
Yeah.
Come back unwrapped. What'd you do? Oh, man.
Talking about
He's
memes,
gone.
right?
He's gone.
Whatever.
Come back, Andrek. Come back.
There was some. I've been trying out Twitch. Have you either of you guys heard of Twitch? TWETCH.
Yeah, I know about it a little bit. I don't really
What's
go on
Twitch?
there that much.
Twitch is a new social media platform that's all crypto. I think it must be from the BSV guys. And it is amazing. It works so well. It is such a good platform. Like it's laid out pretty much exactly like Twitter, but it's just got so many awesome kind of things you can do that in addition to like Twitter. Like one of the things you can do is you press this little icon, and it comes up with all of the kind of like most popular memes. But you can but ready for you to put whatever writing you want into them. And
What's the website?
Twitch. So
Twitch.tv?
No, twitch.app. TWETCH.app.
That's
And I
going
think
to
you
be
need.
confusing.
Can you bring it up?
Yeah, do you want me to share my page?
Twitch.app is giving me your connection is not private warning. Because I know like Twitch.tv is the live streaming service.
No, Twitch. That's
Oh,
Twitch. This is Twitch. Like Twitch.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
sounds a
you
little
know,
Yeah.
like what, doesn't it?
And it's just basically like, but you get this wallet, so it costs you to like do things like all sorts of stuff, and you get paid for people doing stuff for you or whatever. But it's like it's just a really cool little. It just works really well, and they've got this thing here. You press that, and then you can just go down and choose whichever thing you want, and then you go, you know.
Yeah, create your own meme.
yeah, blah blah.
Yeah, right. You can create a meme.
You know what I mean? Like, and you can, so you've got these popular ones you can just chuck up on there, and they're just developing all sorts of interesting stuff. It's just like, it's all of a sudden, it's like, wow, what you could do on Twitter if you actually decided to actually put in to make it an amazing user experience instead of just whatever they do. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. I mean, I don't know if people are going to come over here and use it, but it is like really sweet to use. I've got to say, there's a market, there's an arcade, I've got games and shit. You know, you go whatever. You can, blah blah blah. It's pretty similar to Twitter. It's like when people start, there are going to be so many better app user experiences on all of these new ones being developed, and it's only going to be a matter of time until people start pouring onto them, I reckon.
You reckon?
Looks interesting. Looks cool. You know, it's gonna be maybe the future of social media, or what just kind of needs to actually happen is what we need is basically for people to make like a social media website, but to just simply be able to pull all the users from like Facebook and automatically put them on another website. Just kind of like how Richard is copying the Ethereum.
When it just fork Facebook.
Exactly. Like just do a complete fork where it's like, hey,
copy the whole system state.
Yeah, your login is the same as it is over here. And now you have a choice on which social media platform you want to use, because it's just as simple as like, hey, everyone's already everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to take people going over to them and using them.
But
there are very easy. It is very easy. Like Odyssey, it's very easy if you have a YouTube channel to just kind of migrate all of your stuff over onto Odyssey or something like that. It's just, the only trick is getting people over there to use these other platforms. Like at the moment it's all sort of fragmented.
Yeah.
Like and it's just unfortunate because it all will take is like probably a few main people going over to a new platform.
DJ Cryptomatic, shout out there, mate. I love your music, and I'm wearing my dressing gown. Actually, it's night time over here. I'm supposed to be sleeping right now. It's after me bedtime, but I'm talking to these lads. Hey,
I was gonna say you actually kind of look like my grandma getting ready for bed.
That's it. Just go and have a.
It's got the curlers on underneath the bandana.
a little shot of whiskey.
Having a little brandy for nightcap.
A little brandy for bed. A little bed brandy.
Oh man.
Well, what do you reckon?
Last thing I just want to say is, I really think Richard is going for the full stack, where he's gonna just try and basically make his own entire crypto ecosystem, where he has the fiat on ramp with that whole European exchange. I feel like he's going to attempt his own MetaMask fork because he's just talked about how crappy MetaMask is. He's copying over Pulse. He's made the better version of Bitcoin with Hex, and he's taking it all over. What was the last thing? Oh, like a decentralized exchange. And he's already talking about doing his own liquidity coin. So it just seems to me like Richard is doing a full stack crypto takeover of the entire freaking system. And just be ready, guys. Be ready for the massive gains.
The competition is heating up. People are coming out with stuff.
You reckon?
All over the place.
Oh,
yeah.
Are they?
For sure. Yeah.
I was going to agree with Brizzo and say if anyone can pull it off, it'd be Richard Hart. I mean, he'd be the one you'd want at the forefront.
The system state. The system state is the key, though. That is the key to Pulse, I think. Just having the Ethereum system state. Otherwise it's just another empty blockchain. This has a pull. There's a pull factor. There's a pull. It's pulling people in, and they don't have to do anything apart from just change a couple of settings in their MetaMask. It's really, really relatively easy.
Yeah.
And
we know
so
how
I think
important
that's where it's like probably a little bit different than anything else that's out there. It's unique. There might be other EVM compatible chains out there.
Yeah.
But are there going to be other EVM compatible chains out there that are going to be as fast and have the throughput and have all the infrastructure already built out, ready to go, like exchanges and a bridge to Ethereum and potentially a wallet, and then on top of that have the system state of Ethereum, which is the biggest ecosystem. Like Ethereum is, prices, whatever, prices are what they are, but Ethereum is the biggest ecosystem with the most amount of movement. I don't know what some of the other ones are doing, but they don't have system state. And that's what's so, I think that's what the attraction is going to be. The fact that you can just go over and, potentially you can go over and stake what you just got for free on the Pulse side, and you can stake it alongside with your ERC20s and get liquidity rewards and get some. I believe that is what's going to be available. Like, it hasn't been fully announced, but I believe that is what's what's going to be on the cards. It's going to be amazing, man. I think a lot of people are going to take it up.
Yep.
How are you going, Bluey? How are you advising your new onboards? I mean, are you getting a wide variety of people? So like new people coming in that like adoption wise, like who's invested? What sort of investors are you dealing with? Like people that have got little bits of money, or larger sort of people with savings, or and what are you saying to them, Louis?
Well, right now, actually, just very, very recently, I've been onboarding my cousin's family, and just before, like a few hours ago, I was having I gave some hex to one of my cousin's children, who's, I guess he'd be about 20 years old or something like that. And I basically just set him up with everything, you know what I mean? I just set him up and gave him hex, and he's been having a real hard time trying to decide how to stake it.
Yeah.
And so I've just been talking him through that little process, and it's such an individual decision for each person and their specific life circumstance, and
because there's a number of ways of skinning the cat type thing, isn't it? Like, do you go the staker route, or do you go the desktop, or with the MetaMask?
With this guy, with him, I thought staker was the best way to go, for a variety of reasons. He doesn't, and it was more just kind of trying to just talking him through, well, like what stakes to make, you know what I mean? Like long ones or short ones or medium ones, or a mixture of them, or you could do one a year for 15 years, or you could do 3 big things of every 5 years, or you could, and so I just listened to him really. And I just try not to tell him what to do. I just listen to him and say, yeah, well, you could do that, or you could do that. And if this is the advantage of doing it this way, this is the advantage of doing the disadvantage of doing it that way. People have to make their own decisions, really. Most of the people who I onboarded, who are real no coiners, they really wanted me to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
And I would constantly resist and just try to just give them more information and more understanding, so that they can make the decisions,
do it themselves when you're not
informed.
there.
Exactly, and do it when I'm not there as well. Yeah,
because that's the thing. You've got to have confidence that you're giving them the teaching, or showing them well enough, so that when you out or away or walk away, they can drive the bus themselves.
Well, that's it.
And
That's super important.
Bit of practice, isn't it? Yeah, it takes a bit to sort of get the sink in, and everyone has different ways of learning as well. Yeah, it
takes going through being uncomfortable and awkward, feeling uncomfortable and awkward, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and then you get through it, and you do it, and then you do it again, and then it's, and actually the one thing about all these like Trezors and stuff, like you've got to bloody like you've got to be like doing it. There's so many times you've got to make sure and do, and so they're getting a lot of practice just doing it that way. You know what I mean, and getting better at it. And
you also want to make sure that your onboardees aren't writing their seed phrase on the back of older seat, and then toss it. Well,
that's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing. It's like, have you taken a photo? Like, even though I told you not to take a photo of these C words, did you take a photo of them? Right. You're going to destroy that. You're going to uninstall MetaMask, and we're going to reinstall it. And you know what I mean? And you just have to be really hard with all that seed word phrase stuff, And
for sure.
And when you add the Trezors with passphrases, it's actually just like it's a lot safer, but it's also more risky. Like if they lose, fair enough if they lose the Trezor and they have the seed words, but do you remember your passphrase as well?
You need both.
If you don't know your passphrase,
you're fucked.
Yeah. And it's hard actually, like working out with people, like what a good security measure is for
you're all frozen. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry. So thank you for having me on the show. I'm gonna dip
Thanks
out.
for dropping by, bro.
And it was really fun having a conversation with you guys, right?
Yeah, thanks, Brizology, mate.
Keep up with the work in the meetings, and we're good to talk to you, mate.
And for God's sake, get a hood on that car, mate.
No, they just like go crazy, mate. Like, just do it safely though. And don't hurt anyone else. Don't bother anyone else. That's it. Cutthroats. That's it.
That's it. Take it easy, bro. Thanks for dropping by.
See ya.
I like Pulsechain.
So,
He's a good guy, good card. Hey, but yeah, look, I'll tell you what. Sometimes, like, you just think, like, when you just everyone has different skill levels when it comes to driving the bus with the crypto stuff. I've found, and it can get just like pulling my hair out with some people. It's like, how have you even lived this long? How have you got through life like that?
I really like Staker as an option.
How did you get any money out of an ATM? How did you learn?
Try again. Let's type your password.
How did you ever dial a phone number? How did you ever heat up some milk in the microwave?
Some mothers do have them.
Ooh.
Anyway, I used to get called that a lot. Anyway, from my ex.
Some mother?
Oh no, used to be quite accident prone when I was a young guy. My girlfriend used to call me Frank Spencer. I'm like, what? Right. Don't call me that.
That's pretty funny.
It's actually. It's the middle of the night. It's the middle of the night here, so got to be careful.
I can see how you look a little bit like Frank Spence.
Don't turn it up, mate. Don't go. Look, I set myself up for that one. It's like, there you go. Just put the rope around there, and it's like, let's go.
Yeah. Hey, I reckon, just getting back to as far as security with new people, I think that Staker is like a pretty easy. I like the idea of the contract having that layer of abstraction from the contract. It just if someone gets your seed phrase, your Staker seed phrase, and they don't know what they're dealing with,
no, they'll have a clue. Yeah, forget it.
What do they do?
It's like they're gonna. Yeah, it's not going to be like they're just going to look at it and go, I have nothing.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
Or they'll try to install it into MetaMask using those seeds.
How does that work? What's the layer of abstraction? So
what happens, right, is a Gnosis safe. Gnosis safe is a contract on Ethereum, right? So a contract is generated, and then the seed phrase that you get, the seed phrase that you get actually controls that contract. So the stakes are not on the address that your seed phrase controls.
Okay.
They're on the Gnosis safe contract.
Right.
So if someone actually gets your seed phrase, they're not going to find anything in there.
Oh, so in other words, you need a lot. It's like password protected and
no, they're just going to get the seed phrase, but they're just not going to see stakes in that. Like if someone knows that you're in Hex and they get your seed phrase, having that stake of seed phrase is not actually, they're not going to, unless they know how to, like they know to restore it to staker. See, they wouldn't even be able to restore it to staker because they don't have your email, your Gmail or Apple login.
That's what I was going to say there. That's going to say
but there. There is a way to do it. There is a way to do it though, unwrecked.
Right.
You can do it through Gnosis Safe.
Oh, right.
Right, okay. You can do that, but
okay.
Yeah. But how are they going to work that out? They're not going to work it out, mate. You know.
Yeah.
How many people? Sorry, go on.
No, you're all right, mate. No, keep going. I was just going to say, look,
yeah, go on.
Oh, mate. Oh, mate, it's getting late. Dude, I was just going to say, like, I've had mine. I've had the staker thing reset a couple of times, and it was a while ago. It's been it's been really, really stable for at least a couple of months. But I did have I had to restore the wallet from the seed phrase a couple of times early on.
That's my biggest criticism. Like I'm very, very pro staker, very, very pro. I think it's fantastic. It's such a great app. And I know that the guys are on it, so it's not even that I just can't wait for it. Like I can't wait for this particular functionality, which would be to, rather than having to import your seed phrase word by word into the staker app, or even generate the seed phrase in the staker app, I would like to be able to generate it myself, or even if it generates on the app, restore it to a hardware wallet and then use that hardware wallet to authorize.
With the mobile.
Yeah, just plug it into the mobile. Yeah.
What, like an Android or something like that? The Androids can be used with a Trezor. With
the Trezor or a Ledger.
Kids today aren't going to do that. And there's a question in the chat here about what are the steps to a mobile staker app is installed.
I'm not saying but I'm not saying that kids have to do it. I'm saying it would be nice to have that option if you're more security minded. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, fair call. And I've heard that you can use the Trezor or the Ledger with Android, but it's not. You can't with Apple. Is that? Do you know this? Is that something that you know?
I don't. I've never tried with an iPhone. I've never tried.
Okay. No, but you've done it with the phone.
I know in the past. It's not something I do, but I know in the past that it's doable on an Android.
Okay.
I know from like it was doable a year ago.
So what happens when you lose if you change your phone, or because I've actually, and here's another one for you too, surveillance, like even these conversations like the phones and that, the Siris and all that sort of stuff, all that, they're monitoring all that stuff. There's a thing called Clear Phone. So I'm just about to swap phones, and then I've got to download the app or transfer, I don't know, or download more apps. I don't know how that system works, but basically they block all the spam, they block all the like the Facebooks and all these other things stealing your data and things like that, and monitoring your activities or whereabouts and all that stuff. Yeah, called Clear United. They're called. It's a completely new, or it's a different operating system, and that'd be something to be right down your your warehouse day 43, because I know how security conscious and things like that you are. And I've been a little bit. I am getting that way as well. I must admit, because it's pretty important. I think we take. I've been a little bit blasé, a little bit country about things like that. But the world is, and what's happening in this country at the moment is, it's pretty sad to see, mate. As you were saying before, it feels different, and feels like we're losing a bit of our culture and a little bit of our identity due to. I don't think we're going to go back to a world that was like it was before this whole pandemic thing, which is sad. Yeah. But look, you just got to see that there's perhaps a silver lining there, and be positive and spread the good vibes, and the good vibes about Hex in particular. It's the only game in town. It's the best crypto. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just so happy that I'm involved with this community, this truly decentralized global network community that we've got. So many sharp minds, so many great different contrasting personalities, and having these conversations all the time.
Thank yous, just the thank yous that have been coming through in the last month or so.
So
it's just makes you feel good.
We're not perfect, though.
I didn't actually do anything apart from tell you about, be passionate about something that I like and believe in. That's all I did. And it just resulted in people, just the gratitude of people, and it just makes you feel good, man. It's just cool.
Definitely, mate. You're doing the that stuff is valuable to the community. Like understanding and having clear pathways and putting things in the right slots, so that you're protecting your digital assets and things like that. But
yeah,
mate, it's getting late. So but we're going to find out what's going to happen.
Bluey, are you still there, mate?
Yeah. I'm probably gonna call it quits for the
wind it up. We've had a good run.
Yeah,
we've had a good run. We've been going since 9:30. So
it's a big 2.5 hour.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Nice chatting as always, and thank you to every single one of you in the chat. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Parting words, guys.
See you in a few days. We've got the I put in everyone's guesses for the price of Hex.
That's right.
Next week, so that'll be fun.
We got the late show.
Yeah.
Late show coming up on Tuesday night. We're a little bit more. I'll be a little bit more formal. Obviously, I'm in my pajamas tonight, but I wasn't going to get on. I was actually half asleep, but I thought, oh well. I heard you sort of like reminiscing about how we kicked off and things like that. But I was in the fun wars, and I got me back up about a couple of things, and so I made a couple of, but I didn't show them to anyone. I put them on. I might have got about, like you said, day 43 was you, me, and the fence post. And maybe one or two drifters in the chat at the early days, wasn't it, mate? Hey, now look at it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. Well, have a
good night, guys.
All right.
Yeah. See you, Unwrecked. See you,
See you later.
See you, boys.